Okay, Dan, good afternoon, sir. This is Jesse Russell. I'm a project manager with Columbine Roofing. Generally, I like to start these videos from the curbside here, but I did end up having to double pull the ladder in order to make it up onto the main slope of the home. As a result, I will be beginning the video here. A couple things I'd like to detail before I make my way up onto the main slope of the home. The very first thing, let's see if I can get a good shot here. Oh, bear with me, I'll give you a better shot up here. So, in this jurisdiction, it is building code to have drip edge flashing. It wasn't when these homes were built, but the code has changed. What that is simply a 2x2 inch L-shaped flange of metal that would go 2 inches down over the face of the gutter or the fascia on the rake edges, and then 2 inches up below the shingle. What this does, Dan, is simply encapsulate the edge of the home and protect you against wind-driven rain, ice damming, and ultimately water migration at the eaves and the rakes of the home. Secondly, before I make my way up here, if you'll notice the sand-like buildup in the gutter, it looks like maybe these have been cleaned at some point because there's not as much here as there should be by how much granule loss I can actually see on the shingles themselves. But this is just a good indicator that's going to give testament to the fact that you've had wear and tear on the roof. Now, making my way up onto the main pitch, the very first thing any insurance adjuster is going to want to see when he gets up here is known as collateral damage. Collateral damage are simply signs and indicators that give testament to the fact that you've had hail. So, biggest thing you've got going for you here, and this is, I like to actually call this the smoking gun. If you'll notice these indentations on the rain cap, this is clearly evidence of hail. Also, you've got a missing portion on the outside of the fixture here. So once an adjuster, and a broken rivet, this also is a good indicator of hail. Once an adjuster verifies that there's been hail on the roof, the next thing he's going to be looking for is known as spalding. Spalding is where hail strikes the shingle and removes the granule to expose the fiberglass undermatting, and these bald spots are exactly what that looks like. Now, the way that the insurance actually classifies this type of damage is within a 10 by 10 foot square anywhere on the roof. If they can locate between 6 and 10 of these marks, then on paper you gain the eligibility for a full replacement at their expense. Now, you definitely have much more than the necessary amount of spalding and the collateral damage that would support the claim that the damage was actually done by hail, although the only hang-up I can see that may cause us a little bit of trouble with the insurance is the excessive amount of granule loss and deterioration outside of storm damage. It makes it a little bit harder to actually zero in on the hail marks and the spalding itself. Although I've seen roofs in much worse condition be approved, and I've seen roofs in much better condition be denied. So it really comes down to the say of the adjuster. Now, you've also got just a ton of exposed nail heads. Somebody actually came up each rake edge and put in, it looks like, some trim nails and never sealed them up. In order to pass any Colorado roof inspection, each nail must be sealed by some sort of silicone weatherized sealant. Otherwise, you'll end up with exactly what you see here, and this is called a nail pop. Obviously, that's a good penetration point for water to migrate. So overall here, you've got quite a bit of hail damage. You've got a ton of deterioration. The roof itself is, for lack of a better term, completely shot and in need of replacement. You've got a large portion down here that I outlined that was replaced at some point, so a patch. You've got multiple portions, and yeah, so at this point in time, I'd say at least knowing your options would be beneficial. Again, my name is Jesse Russell. I am a project manager with Columbine Roofing. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here.